Hey Scorpio, this is your girl Belladonna Krishana here with your mid-month reading. I wanted to first of all start by saying thank you so much for your support and your just being here. Once I started these readings, I didn't necessarily expect to have such a great response, and you guys have been amazing and awesome, and thank you for all the subscribers and the likes and the comments and the sharing. Let's keep it going. I have a pretty good steam going on here, so let's keep it going. All right. Well, I want to come with your mid-month reading, and while I was meditating on your guys' energy, I was really feeling like even right now, like my energy feels just kind of tapping into the Scorpio energy right now. I'm feeling very determined and yet solemn in a way. I actually, due to the fact that we just had the International Women's Day, I am reading passages for some of the signs for women who run with the wolves, and I just came to a passage that I wanted to read. Okay, so I feel like this definitely has to do with the time that we're in right now. This segment is beautiful and valuable, and additionally, it tells us something about the nature of secrets, and even, perhaps, what it is that is killed off in the psyche when a woman's life is not properly valued. In this tale, the murder of a woman who lives out of the woods is the secret. She represents a core, the woman who will not marry. This aspect of the female psyche represents that which wishes to keep herself alone. This is mystical and solitary in a good way, for the core has taken up the sorting and weaving of ideas and thoughts and endeavors. It is the self-contained wilder woman, that is most injured by trauma or by keeping a secret. This integral sense of self that needs not to have much around itself in order to keep it happy. This heart of a woman's psyche who weaves in the forest on the black walnut loom and is at peace there. So when I was meditating on your guys' energy, I really felt the sense of sort of keeping yourself reserved and keeping yourselves in sort of a solitary place. Now, this is not based off of gender. I just read a story about a woman, but this is not necessarily based off of gender. This is definitely based off of the idea that isolation in moments are necessary. But make sure that this is a season that you're going through or a time that you're going through and not a constant state. Because as a constant state, isolation is not the key. You must have relationships. And this isn't for the sake of needing another person, but people grow through having that sort of mirror for them to actually see themselves through. And that mirror usually reflects much better in relationship to others. Okay? Also, when you're in a work community or when you are perhaps living with somebody else, it is important that you develop the skills necessary, the compassion necessary to be able to work through things and not run away from them, not run away from experience and not run away from conflict, etc. So let me go ahead and shuffle the cards and I will let you know what I see. Such a weird energy though. It's like I was reading for another sign and I just felt all this like life. And once I got to you guys, I kind of felt a little bit, like I said, like very determined, very solemn. So excuse my energy for being a little bit lower. It's strange. It's really strange. All right, let me go ahead and shuffle these cards a little bit more and I'll let you know what I see. I will say that in the last season that you were in, I felt like there was a point of restriction that was also, it made you feel like you had to hold back rather than being able to authentically move through or move forward. Let's see. All right, let me just kind of give it a little bit of a shuffle like this. I don't know what you call this shuffle. It's just another shuffle. Okay, so we're going to draw 3 cards from this deck, and then we're going to draw 6 more cards from the other deck. Okay, so we have the Princess of Wands. So this perhaps indicates an energy that was in your life, and it could be a female energy, or it could just be a, energy of someone around you, an energy around you where you felt like it was definitely sort of taking more than it was giving, and you were catering to that energy. And so that can be quite exhausting, especially being such powerful beings as the Scorpio or the Scorpion is, you know, feeling like you have to cater, even emotionally, sometimes repressing that emotion within yourself rather than actually being able to authentically express how you're feeling in a given moment, or being able to authentically express what your needs, desires, and boundaries are. So the universe comes up, and the universe is telling me that things have definitely or is definitely shifting. And I like to kind of tell people, just relax. It's just transformation. And so the universe itself wants to grant you a fuller expression of yourself. The universe knows how powerful you are. I know how powerful you are, and the reason why this energy perhaps is shifting right now is because wherever you were in your last season, although you were learning a new way to give, perhaps you were also kind of, you were holding yourself back and restricting yourself and keeping yourself within a confinement that it just isn't authentic to you. The Wheel of Fortune comes up and says to me that things are about to get a lot easier. Things are definitely about to get a lot easier. But it's going to take you kind of having especially with the universe coming up with the Fortune card, it's going to take you allowing yourself to emotionally let go to that sort of stance and actually speak your truth. You're going to have to learn how to speak your truth. You're going to have to learn how to feel your truth. And again, isolation is not the key. Yes, isolation will be a lot easier, but isolation is not the key. It's okay for this season. If this is what you're doing for this season in order to heal or in order to perhaps get something sort of more situated, then that's fine. But as far as a constant state, that is not where you are to remain. Okay? So let me actually pull some other cards for you, okay? I'm going to pull from my deck that I usually use when I'm doing readings. If you would like a reading or if you would like to just donate, that information will be below. So, all right. Give me one moment. Okay. Whoa. It's a lot of stuff just fell. Sorry. Hold on. Let me just grab cards. Okay. We're drawing 3 more cards, and then I will be speaking to you shortly. Okay. Okay. So we have first the Star card. So, if you've been kind of spreading your seed around, or your seeds rather around, and trying to bear fruit, and you don't feel like anything is happening, although you've been giving a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and even energy within that spirit of restriction, just know that your time is coming. It is coming, and the Eight of Rods comes and says that it's actually coming a lot faster than you might think. I feel like this energy will sort itself, and you will feel definitely a lot better with probably like Mercury retrograde. So I would probably say like the second week of April, you should definitely start feeling more of a freer energy. Although right now, you may be transitioning out of that feeling of restriction and it might be a little bit difficult. I feel like definitely fairly soon, and I would say about the second week of April, things are going to definitely start picking up and you're actually going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. Okay? So, the Ten of Rods. So tearing down the structures that you've built in order to build new ones might actually start to feel a little bit like a burden. And there are people around you definitely that you definitely just kind of suss out, and you need to make sure that people are contributing to what you are building and they're not tearing down what you are building. And that is definitely difficult for anyone, no matter what sign you are. But definitely just make sure that the people around you are contributing to that sense of prosperity and abundance within your life, rather than the people that kind of come in, they just kind of take and they want you to, it's like having like a one-way conversation. Like, they can come in and they can kind of put all of their burdens on you, and they can put all of their, cares on you, but you don't have anybody that you can go to. And so it's really important that you actually change that, especially in this new cycle that you're going to be entering. The World card, which is what much like the universe in the other deck, the World card is here. And this is actually a sense of victory. So, just know that your time is coming, and it's actually coming a lot sooner than you would think. And so I know that you may feel frustrated right now, or you might feel a little listless right now, or you might feel a little bit of in a place, some type of way right now. But just know that your time is coming. So just be a little bit more patient with yourself, be a little bit more compassionate with yourself, and speak your truth. Live your truth. You don't have to live for other people. You have to live for yourself. What you do affects other people, obviously. But as far as this whole idea of, well, if I just say, especially for like women, and this is definitely, like I said, this is like a reading for everybody, but definitely for women, a lot of times we think if we play nice, then everything will be fine, except then we end up with all kinds of diseases because we hold things in. And so, and this can be for men too, just make sure that you are speaking your truth. And when something needs to be done, then do it. If something needs to be said, then do it. If you're in a work situation and you have somebody who is, really inappropriate, man or woman, who I'm speaking to right now, someone who's really inappropriate, make sure that you're speaking up for yourself. And, and sometimes, these things end by us actually addressing them versus just allowing them to happen. Because the more you allow it to happen, people sort of take advantage of that. Okay. We have the Emperor in reverse. So this is basically telling me that this is probably more of somebody in your life who kind of is a little bit of a bully in your life. Now, this could be, again, this could venture from a past relationship to a, work figure to, a neighbor even, and it's like you feel like you constantly have to cater to them, but no one's catering to you. Eventually that's going to burn you out. It's going to burn you out. So just know your time is coming. Make sure that you set the appropriate boundaries. Make sure you speak your truth. And I know I've said that a lot in this reading, but just this keeps coming up. So just take heed to it. The Hermit card comes up. And this is about an internal search. So where did this start? Where's the root cause of this? We're getting ready to enter a brand new cycle. We have a lot of celestial things happening, and with the celestial things that are going to be occurring, there's a whole new cycle in the world that's getting ready to begin. And with this new cycle, it's really important for you to figure out, where did this start? When did you feel like you couldn't use your voice? When did you feel like that you couldn't feel authentically? When did you feel like you couldn't speak your authentic truth when things are happening. And a lot of times, you'll venture back to parents and the relationship between parents and children and things like that. But, it's really important to kind of see, like, where did this come from? Okay. Specifically for this group of people, for my Scorpions, okay, I did release a workshop on boundaries and boundary setting and how to create them. My mother actually was in one of the videos because she works as a trauma specialist. So, that's kind of a part of that as well. If you're interested, you can email me. My email link is down below. My email link is down below. And, and like I said, just let's work on this, because there is some really great things coming, and it'll come a little bit before your next reading, which will be mid-month next month. But there's definitely some good things coming, and the seeds that you've planted are going to bear fruit. But once you have that power, once you enter that new phase, just make sure that you're not within the same energies, because otherwise you'll end up just as exhausted as you probably are right now. Okay? Well, that's what I got. All right, I look forward to seeing you next month. And if you need a private reading or anything like that, go ahead and message me. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And you are absolutely beautiful. So, you're absolutely good. I know you may not feel it right now, but you are, I promise you. Just work out that energy, okay? Bye.